Welcome to Motor India Show. Dr. Damodaran, just want to know a little bit about Varroc. Varroc makes a diversified portfolio of products for the two-wheeler industry and is perhaps the largest supplier in this industry. Is this portfolio more or less complete, or is the company exploring newer products?
Yeah, you're right. Varroc does have a very large portfolio of products for the two-wheeler industry. And on the lighting side, we are basically an exterior lighting company for passenger cars. But on the two-wheeler side, it's very diverse. I think we are the probably two-wheeler supplier of the largest portfolio of products. But it's a little complex to answer that because we're not after expanding the portfolio only. We are about right-sizing the portfolio and making sure it's well prepared for the future. So there's going to be some consolidation because technology-wise, some of these products may combine to form a system. So an electrical product today and a metallic product today are totally different product lines. But I may have a system, like a transmission system driven electronically. So you may have consolidation. The second thing is that as we look into the future, there may be products that we don't have today, but we must be there in order to grow. And so we may be adding product lines. So yeah, it could consolidate or it could diversify out, but that's the future.
Okay, wonderful. You acquired Triumph some time back. What were the positive rub-offs of the Triumph acquisition which you made some time back?
Yeah, Triumph acquisition we made a couple of years back, primarily for getting headlamp technology in the two-wheeler domain. We also have our own two-wheeler lighting business, but most of that is rear lamps. So we are using Triumph for primarily two things. One is we are building the engineering capability in headlamp technology, LED headlamps for the two-wheelers in India. We're working on some programs and you should see some production happening sometime next year on that. The other thing we acquired Triumph for is to increase our revenues in the Southeast Asian region with our Vietnam footprint. And that is a slow process because the customers are all Japanese and it's a long lead item there also. So I think you should be able to see some gains from there, tangible gains sometime next year.
Okay. In your total business pie, what's the share of the two-wheeler business in terms of revenues?
So two-wheeler business now is roughly around 35% of our overall revenues, and it has stayed so for I think the past 2 years, ever since we acquired the lighting business, passenger car lighting business. And the reason is we are growing both our businesses, the two-wheel and the four-wheel business, that includes the international business, almost about the same clip. So the fraction remains the same for the last 2 years.
Okay. And early 2015, you entered into a technical collaboration with Scorpion Automotive. What has been the progress till now?
Yeah, Scorpion Automotive collaboration, that was primarily for the two-wheeler security systems. We don't see any of those things in the market today, but I thought that was the future. Too many bikes in India and bike thefts are still common. I'm surprised that OEMs are not putting a solution to that. So and if you have observed recently, there were a couple of launches of bike locators. Now, bike locators are fancy products, but these are part of a security system. It's a small part of a security system. So I think this is probably a stepping stone to that security system itself. And we are glad we are already working with Scorpion. We've developed a working prototype based on some customer requirements and validating those. We are in discussion with another customers, totally different requirements. So I think very soon this year you may hear of a production development program from us on the security systems.
Oh, wonderful. And your company has targeted an ambitious 20,000 crore turnover by 2020. So has your company zeroed in on any targets for obviously the inorganic route?
Yeah, I think we've been getting a lot of targets ever since we made these couple of acquisitions. But now, we have a strategy in place how to get there in 2020, the 20,000 crore revenue targets. There's a clear strategy what to do and what not to do. That includes products, customers, and regions. And we have a process in place of evaluating these targets that come our way, but being very choosy right now. I think it will take its time. If you see our last 4 years, we have grown our revenue about 2.5 times from 3,000 crore to 8,000 crore, and there's still about 5 years left. So if we run at the same clip, sure we'll be there.
Oh, very good. And in the two-wheeler space, again, you see a lot of the super bikes, that segment growing rapidly. Is there business for you in that segment?
Well, we do business with super bikes. We supply to Harley Davidson in India from India, transmission systems, and we supply to Ducati also, lighting systems, transmission systems exported out of here, and lighting system from Triumph there. But that's not enough. One of the things I think we should be quickly getting onto super bikes is the security system. Nobody like, say, 1.5 lakh bike or a 15 lakh bike stolen. So I think we made a good decision to start off with Scorpion, and we are looking at penetrating the super bike first.
And as you plan, as you just mentioned, that you would be consolidating and perhaps also increasing that portfolio. Do you see a lot of action in terms of technological challenges that would come your way when you progress in that?
Yeah, yes. See, honestly, that is the biggest challenge. Not because we don't have the kind of technology in this Indian business that is required to be ahead of the market, but because of the aggressive targets we have set for ourselves in our 2020 vision. We aim to be much ahead of the market. The two-wheeler market really doesn't expect too much technology from a component supplier today, but we don't want to be like that. I think if we have the kind of technology which we have targeted to, we can really differentiate ourselves. So that's the reason I say it's the biggest challenge. Also, in two-wheeler market, we are targeting for systems and not just components. So growing our component development capability to a system development is in itself a huge effort. The last thing on that one is engineering talent in India is far and few between, and that complicates the whole thing. Put it all together, if you ask me if we can do this, that will be a big feather in our cap.
Wow. And one last question. Are you on the right track to fulfilling the company's 2020 vision?
Of course, I think I answered that. If you look at our, the clips that we are growing, right, 2.5 times in 4 years. If we just extend that over the next 5 years, I think we'll easily make it. But there are challenges. The biggest of them, I would say, are the software aspects. In this market, especially in the Indian business, the international business doesn't worry us as much because we have the kind of management talent, the technology capability, and the customer base and diversity of regions to de-risk ourselves from any market uncertainties. But in India, I think the software aspects, which is the people, the skills at the worker level, because we would be going in for automation, right? So we need an upgradation of skills there. The talent at the engineering level, we have a huge drive in enhancing our technology capabilities. We will need all kinds of technology talent, which is rare today. And of course, as we scale up in complexity and size, the bandwidth required to manage that growth, that is also a area which we can't slip at. So having said that, we are moving in the right direction, and the numbers, if you see the past 4 years, I'm happy that we're on the right track.
Wonderful, and wish you the very best, Dr. Damodaran, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Taran.
For the latest news and reviews, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook.